Oh hey, Rogue Trader game came out. It looks really cool, but no thank you. Not right now. Unless somebody wants to give it to me for Christmas or something. I don't know. But let me tell you, High Council of 40k aficionados, my esteemed guests, within the vacuous void that is my mind, what I know about Rogue Traders is frighteningly little. Rogue Trader? Ain't that the first edition of Warhammer 40k before it got the cool name of Warhammer 40k? What? No? I'm shocked and appalled. And I might vomit. Well, here's what I found out about them. So I hope this serves as a refresher course for you that already know everything about Rogue Traders, and to help people who have more limited knowledge about stuff in 40k. Rogue Traders are explorers and merchants, with them having a ship, a crew, and armed guards, and maybe sometime even some military force. They are tasked with exploring the edges of the Imperium, and uncharted areas for fortune, to plunder, and to colonize. Rogue Traders are known for their charisma, not only in front of planetary governors, but also the darker dealings in grimy, dark spaceports. But despite everything, the one thing that Rogue Traders treasure the most is their freedom. And for those of us that can't understand anything unless it's compared to something, you know, like Star-Lord, it's like that. But it's a person in 40k that is working for the Imperium with a group of various humans under their employ to help them on their adventures for riches and discovery. The idea of Rogue Traders originally came into being during the Great Crusade, when the Emperor of Mankind realized that it might be a pretty awesome idea to get some scouts. But who could serve him as semi-disposable explorers? Oh, I don't know. Maybe he could choose the former rulers of the worlds he had conquered, that he already hated anyways. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Good job, Emperor.
Thank you.
Oh, and also, let's make it so they're effectively banned from ever returning to Earth, or Terra, or their home planets, so they can serve their purpose and die in the vast void of dark space. God, you're just full of good ideas, aren't you?
I made Space Marines.
Rogue Traders are most often found on the fringes of Imperial space, so they can't exactly ask for help or guidance from the greater Imperium. Even psychic brainwaves take a while to reach. So it's up to each and every Rogue Trader to decide what to do if they meet any Xenos along their way. Go over how easy it is. I actually made a chart for it. So you find an alien species. Are they chill? No. That's no good. Can you kill it? If yes, eradicate it and the rest of its kind. If you can't deal with them, start collecting information on how other Imperial forces might be able to deal with them. If they are chill, then you could find out how to introduce them to the greater Imperium through diplomatic or economic means, like giving them shiny rocks for their resources, or maybe even allowing some of them into your crew, if they prove resourceful to your journeys. The reason Rogue Traders get to do what they do is because this cool legal document called the Imperial Warrant of Trade, saying that Rogue Traders can ignore more Imperial laws and ethics, and can be completely self-governing. In fact, if a Rogue Trader doesn't like an Inquisitor investigating their ship, and the Rogue Trader's important enough to get away with it, they might be able to shove an Inquisitor or two out of an airlock without anybody batting an eye. This is because Imperial Warrants of Trade were made by the Emperor himself and are just seen as divine law. And on their ship, the Rogue Trader reigns supreme. The only time a Rogue Trader would be viciously taken out by the Imperium would be if they started showcasing chaos corruption with them, or if somebody with more political power started targeting them. Then you would get a special squad of Space Marines to knock on the hull of your ship and send your soul careening into the warp, to get eaten by the chaos god of your choosing. Warrants of Trade do sometimes have conditions applied to them. Usually this is so the Rogue Trader can only stay in one part of space or not encroach on anybody else's dealings. It's actually worse if you don't have any conditions applied to your Warrant of Trade, because that's basically the greater Imperium telling you that they want you dead, and this is your death warrant instead of a warrant of trade, where you're hopefully going to perish in some cold, dark, lonely world as far away from mankind as possible. Rogue Traders in current day are the descendants of the first Rogue Traders, with others signing up to be Rogue Traders if they are accomplished in the Astra Militarum, the Imperial Navy, or other parts of the Imperium that have some sort of military, with all of them still following the same orders from the original Warrant of Trade. Usually they're awarded for recognition of military services for generals and people commanders roles who don't enjoy retirement as much as they thought they would. Some just decide to do it when they become an official and giving themselves their own Warrant of Trade for their own egotistical means, while others are damned to it and exiled instead of being horribly torn apart or tortured, but the Warrant of Trade being provided as a more merciful solution. Rogue Traders do need a crew for raging wars, or as their personal bodyguards, or as just a military escort, because waging war for Rogue Traders is like the everlasting tumble of economics and politics, because you have to keep a constant eye on it. This makes it so a Rogue Trader also has to be a battlefield leader, But being in a war is very expensive and deadly, with it being one of the most common reasons why rogue traders have met their end. War is usually supposed to be avoided, but there are a few reasons war is waged: for defensive purposes, to get rid of a Xenos threat, for conquest, for faith, or for profiteering. You can decide which ones are actually ethical, but I think profiteering off a war is pretty much an infinite money glitch. So these troops usually come from 3 places. They can be free range, from troops from planets that make it so they pretty much have complete control over them, but it takes time to actually train and make them master weapons that they use, with it taking months to years to actually get them to be a good fighting force. So it's like Fire Emblem, I guess? You could also get some for mercenary groups with your own doubloons or coin, which is chill if you got the budget for it and you want to get a bunch of bodies, but they aren't very reliable because they're mercenaries. Or you could use that Warden trade to say, pretty please help me adventure around the galaxy to the Astra Militarum, which is really hard, because the planetary governors that can allocate Astra Militarum troops to rogue traders usually just like ignoring them. And they get away with it because planetary governors are lazy and fat. When mustered, groups outside of the Imperial Guard and mercenaries require so much more micromanaging. These poor flesh bags need things like weapons, vehicles, armor, food, Medicaid, tools, uniform equipment, and teddy bears and nightlights to help them sleep at night. So when larger forces are put together from free-ranging sources, corners are often cut. Plus, forces need to be transported in escorts and void ships, as well as having landing crafts or drop pods to get to the planet's surface in. So usually, rogue traders often try to team up with each other to combine their resources as homies, at least until they can become independent. Rogue trader dynasties are the descendants of people who have gotten their warrants of trade, them having their own trading empires, with the children of these rogue traders fighting for the right to become one. Children are often tutored to become the best rogue traders they can possibly be, with there being dynasties that are rivals to one another. Due to the power that the Warren of Trade has, rogue traders have some stereotypes about them that they mostly fall into. Most of the time it varies around the dynasty and background they're from and their adventures in space. One thing is known for sure though, and that's the fact that all rogue traders are known for being self-important pricks. This is mainly because they think they're so cool because they have Emperor-given orders to scour the edges of the galaxy. So let's go over some of their archetypes. Scoundrels are the most well-known and common type of rogue traders, with egos the sizes of the void ships they captain. They look for any possible edge in any situation, gambling everything to stay away from violence with their keen mind. They basically act like rogues from other games. Usually these ones have small trusted groups of allies that they bring into trouble, with them often coming out without serious injury. Merchant royalty are more worried about their gain of riches instead of anything else. People getting murdered? Are they hindering business? Sure, as long as those profit margins are going up, everything is cool and good. They'll use their power to take out rivals and try to fight as little as possible, unless they're war profiteers, where they'll only fight to increase the amount of dosh they get. They also try to get some exclusive trading rights in some regions. Explorers are doing Skyrim side quests out in the fringes of the Greater Imperium who want to find everything and are pretty darn smart. They even like it when they find hostile aliens and environments to study. Man, I wouldn't. They're also extremely lucky with how often they manage to survive Death and Tomb worlds. Other parts of the queue usually manage the more boring parts of being a rogue trader, like paperwork and taxes, with the exploring rogue trader deferring those duties. Missionaries try to spread the good and honest word of the Imperial cult. These mercenaries try to find the long-lost pockets of humanity and spread the Imperial truth and absorb them back into the Imperium's fold. Though if a mercenary sees any type of Xenos, they'll try to instantly destroy them, wiping them off of the galaxy that is mankind's only, which can be an issue if the rogue trader is underprepared. Diplomats try to gain influence through gaining allies who can be human or Xenos alike. Sometimes they can be even talking to Eldar trying to earn their trust. Usually they want to talk their way out of things, but if they have to, they will pull out their blicky, still being seasoned fighters, and certainly not being pacifists. Psychopaths are all about getting whatever they want whenever they want, with the power they have. They are unpredictable and kill any of their lackeys or dismiss them if they do anything wrong. They often say that they are the Giga Chads, comparing themselves to Primarchs being world conquerors, when they are actually all madmen laying waste to worlds because they simply feel like it. They often get destroyed and forgotten because they fight too many people or aliens and eventually their luck runs out. That's all I got for this video. What do you think of rogue traders? Did you get tired of me saying rogue trader and Imperial Warren of Trade over and over again? And have you tried the new rogue trader game? Make sure to tell me in the comments down below. If you like this video and want to see more videos like it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and please do it. I need it. Till next video, fellas.